Good morning, Line friends. It's Mrs. Santarpio, and this morning I'm going to be reading to you a silly story about a chick hatching out of its egg. I want you to think about the Lynam eggs in Mrs. Schofield's incubator when we read this story. Let's take a look. The story title is Ed's Egg. Take a look at the front cover. What do you see? I want you to make a prediction about what you think this story might be about based on the front cover. Did you make your prediction? Great, let's get started. Let's remember when I'm reading the story, we have a calm body, listening ears, and eyes on the speaker. Let's begin. Ed's Egg, written and illustrated by David Bedford and Karen Sapp. Ed's Egg. Ed loved being an egg. He jumped up and down, up and down. Ed rolled round and round and stood on his shiny egg head until suddenly... What do you think's going to happen to Ed's egg? What could happen? Crack! Ed blinked in the brightness. He shivered in the coldness. Ed chirped, "I want my egg." Ed did his best to put his egg back together. It wasn't too bad, thought Ed. He could still see out and no one could see in. Then Ed heard a noise. It was two big ducks splish-splashing. Ed could see them, but they couldn't see Ed because Ed was still in his egg. So Ed joined in on the splish-splashing until... 3 frogs hoppity-hopping. He could see them, but they couldn't see Ed because Ed was still in his egg. Ed joined them in the hoppity-hopping until... Take a look at Ed. Do you think they can see him? 4 mice were tumbly bouncing. Ed could see them, but they couldn't see Ed because Ed was still in his egg. Ed joined in the tumbly bouncing all by himself, and he didn't notice something big cluck, cluck, clucking. Take a look. All that's left is part of his shell on his head. What do you think this could be? Take a look. Who could that be? Let's find out. Ed tried to hide his egg, but where was it? Ed shivered. There was nowhere to hide. The big cluck, cluck, clucker looked down, and little Ed looked up. He saw happy eyes and a smiley beak, and he knew it must be... "Mom, hooray!" chirped Ed's brothers and sisters. "Ed is out of his egg!" Ed played splish-splashing, hoppity-hopping, and tumbly-bouncing. It was fun being out of his egg, but when he was tired... Ed wished he had somewhere cozy and safe to go. "We know," said his brothers and sisters. "Follow us." And Ed soon found out that mums are better than eggs. The end. Boys and girls, thank you so much for joining me in the story this morning. I want you to think about our eggs in the incubator. Let's remember that Mrs. Schofield said the incubator is warm, just like a mother hen. So I'm going to leave you with our question of the day today. Who remembers how many eggs are in our incubator? Post your response in our portfolio. I miss you all, and I love you very much. Bye.